Hey there, and welcome to the A.D.K Rock and Metal channel. I am Dave Does, one of your hosts, and of course with us as always is Andy Edwards, the other host from Nomadic Rain. How you doing?
Very well, Dave. How's your Saturday?
Oh, it's Saturday evening and we're doing videos, mate. Yeah, it's wonderful.
To be out at a gig.
It's a great life we have.
Yeah.
Right, today, I'm intrigued by this. I was doing a search on YouTube, and I was doing like a cappella metal covers because I was just curious about bands that do a cappella, and I came across this band called, or this a cappella group called Hellscore, and I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. And they've done a Nightwish a cappella medley,
Oh,
which apparently takes us through a series of songs from their origins up until their most recent album. Now it's only 3 minutes and 40 seconds long, so I'm like, they can't be doing that many songs off the albums because there's a lot of songs to cover. But I'm intrigued about how many songs out of this list, when they do them, that you know, versus how many I know
yeah.
at the end, and how well they do them. Let's do it as a comparison, because we're obviously they're going up against. There's three singers in there, so we've got Tasha, we've got Annette, and we've got Flora in there. So all three phenomenal singers in their own rights, very different styles. So we've got this a cappella group that are going to do every part of the instrumentation by voice only. And does it work is the question. So yeah, where's the camera? Is there? All right. I was just suddenly realized, I was like, what am I looking at? Let's go check out this video from Hellscore. This is the Nightwish a cappella medley.
Frailty, seer of the master prophecy, that's the world, her betrothed, wanderers in cosmic caravan, universal bond, the starborn, universal bond, the starborn, master, apprentice, heartborn, servant, seeker, warrior, disciple, in me, the wish master, apprentice, heartborn, servant, seeker, warrior, disciple, in me, the wish master.
Ever felt away with me? Just means that all I need is finding you one day. Ever felt away without me? My voice so deep. Ever dream of me?
Far across the sea, all the burdens gone. Open the chest once more, dark chest of wonders. See through the eyes of the one with your heart, one so long Anchor to the water, seabed far below, grass still in his feet and a smile beneath his brow. This is for long forgotten, light at the end of the world, horizons crying, the tears are left behind long ago.
I am the voice of Never Never Land, the innocence and dreams of every man. I am the empty grave of Peter Pan, a silent kite against the blue, blue sky. Every chimney, every moonlit side. I am the story that will read you
Okay, there we go. What was your thoughts on that? How many of those songs didn't you know? Or how? Because that's probably it's trying to work out which one's an actual song when it stops and finishes when they do these medleys.
I mean, a cappella is difficult to do. Doing a medley is difficult to do. To combine the two is extremely difficult. Um, I could probably only identify the Tarja era songs. One definitely was Evergrey. There's a few other moments from the first section which were obviously Tarja era that I
Yeah.
recognise but can't pinpoint as it was that song. And it certainly wasn't, sort of Slaying the Dreamer or some of my absolute favourites. But I was a little bit underwhelmed, Dave. A little bit disappointed, if I'm honest. The premise was really good. A cappella Nightwish medley. I think there was too many of them and too many songs. If it was 5 or 6,
Right.
7 or 8, maybe, and they'd done 4 or 5 songs with a verse or a chorus of each, that would have been better
Okay.
for me. But it just seemed to be, maybe because I didn't recognise a lot of it.
Yeah.
It was a bit Glee at times as well, especially sort of
Okay.
after the Tarja era. There's one particular bit where it was High School Musical stroke Glee. I just wonder if all those people needed to be there, to be honest. Do you understand what I mean? It's like,
Yeah. Because I mean, well, a lot of what I was hearing was like the different layers of vocals that you can hear. Because obviously they're doing like the different drums and stuff like that. I could see your smile on the face when they started doing the guitar in.
yeah.
Because that was...
Was the percussion the voices? Because that
Yeah,
sounded,
everything,
it didn't sound like a
everything you heard was
drum.
just the voice.
Yeah, it didn't sound like any sort of percussive instrument, but it didn't
No,
sound
no,
like
that was
they did it with their voice.
beatboxing, vocal
Okay.
guys doing it. So everything
Alright.
you hear was done by them from like hi hat sounds. Anything you hear was their voices doing it, which is why you have a layer of them. I thought it was interesting how they used different vocal girls to cover different eras as well, because you do notice a distinct change into like when they did Alpenglow, and they did bits from, I think they did Amaranth in there, Bye Bye Beautiful, and these are all from a net era. And that's where it went a bit more poppy. And I think that's what you were
Yeah.
saying, it's about Glee. And then
Yeah.
literally they got to the end of the Annette ones, and then they went straight to Noise, and they skipped like a whole album's worth of really good material. To me, this could have gone on for another couple of minutes and really encompassed
Yeah.
some amazing. Because what I really liked about it for me was, yes, there's Wishmaster at the early ones, there's Dark Chest of Wonder, which I haven't really listened to, but because they went back and they sung parts from those songs, I was like, oh, actually, I really should go back and check those. So they've got some nice hooks in there. There's some really nice bits of those songs. Now, luckily, the rest of the songs that they did, I do know them really well. So it was,
Okay.
for me, it was quite a nice experience to go, I like how they've incorporated those, but they did put a lot of time on the Annette era. Um, I mean, Everdream was great. I thought they did a great part on that one.
Not Evergrey, as I said. Yeah, Everdream, of course. Yeah.
Everdream, and I think Alpenglow was the one that was the other one that really stood out. And I think they did one which was called The Islander, which is off of the Dark Passion Play album, I think, off the top of my head. But there are some amazing ones. I would love to have seen them expand it. I think I do understand what you were saying. If they were to do this with, I'd almost like to hear some of the Nightwish songs with this many vocalists, but with a full orchestral backing band, and do it like huge and have it orchestration with this many singers and stuff like that would sound brilliant.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that you're trying to do a 3.5 minute video to try and cover as many songs as possible. But I think they could have done a 5 minute song, 5.5 minute, and got a few more other tracks in there that would have worked really well. But it's the amount of work that goes into it. It's not just like one person singing the melody. That's the easy bit. It's working out who's doing the counter melodies and who's doing the kick drum part and who's playing the snare part, and who. There was one song where they're singing a completely different song underneath it. And I was like, who organised this? Who was the orchestrator of this and came up with the whole composing? I thought that's level of work that goes into
Oh, yeah.
it always impresses me.
Yeah, I didn't dislike it, but I would have liked to have, perhaps been identified more of the tracks and it be longer. And I don't know. Yeah, I am impressed with the amount of work that's gone involved. Do you know if this project do other material, or are they concentrate on night? I mean, this is the Nightwish Medley, so I guess it's the only Nightwish song they'll do.
Yeah, no, they do all sorts of stuff. They've got a Slipknot medley,
Oh,
and then
cool.
they do a whole load of other songs, and they've done actual just whole songs of other bands as well.
Yeah.
And so Hellscore, I haven't checked out that much. It was just when I came across A Cappella, they came up a lot. And they had whole songs by bands and stuff in there. So I don't know if
Yeah.
they've done a whole Nightwish one in there as well, which based on the amount of outfits they all had, I'm sure they probably have. Because
Yeah.
that seems a lot of money to spend on outfits just for one.
Turn up to video shoot in red and black, or
Gothic
black.
look.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the prompt.
yeah. This works. You know, this a cappella style works with a band like Nightwish. I can't even begin to imagine how they can replicate Slipknot unless they do it in this sort of style. But
Because how do you get because
Yeah.
Slipknot's quite an aggressive style of band, so to try and do that in a cappella doesn't really come across. I did come across another a cappella group that was doing Drowning Pool song Bodies. And I
All right.
watched a bit of that, and that was really good. I was like, actually, that's really good. But then I saw the Nightwish one, I thought that's more appropriate for us to talk about. But I'm always impressed by a cappella ones, specifically when it's not just. I've seen videos where it's one person and he does he just layers his vocals. And so in the video, it's just him all over the screen. And I'm like, I'm not as interested in that. It just shows that you know how to do a cappella yourself. I'm more interested when there's like 10 of you and you all have to sing together and you can perform it and you can do these a cappellas because that's phenomenal. I just don't understand how people can actually work. It's the sitting there in a room and going, you're going to go, ha, and I'm going to go and do this vocal line here, and you're going to do, and that's like, it's crazy.
and
how
assign roles to the other 25 people.
Yeah, work it, and the other one's just going, in the background. That's their job.
Yeah, the digger guitars was
Yeah, dig. We should do that. Sorry, just get a microphone on stage going forward. Just sit there with Mike and a distortion pedal and just go on for Nomadic Rain. Dun.
probably still mess that up.
God, I'm setting myself coughing off now. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. I'll definitely want to check out some more of them. But I do understand what you mean about it not being long enough, especially if you don't know all the material. I think if you're a pure Nightwish fan that knows all the songs,
Yeah,
you're going to love this. It's harder. I was curious about whether or not, by even the songs you didn't know, did it make you want to go and check those, find out what albums they were off of, or were they like, I don't really get what this song is, or I can't work out because it's so short? Could you even work out which parts were from which songs, or was it like by the time you worked it out, they'd moved on to another track?
well, we've covered them so much on the channel. All three vocalists of Nightwish. I mean, I love Tarja, so that was what stood out for me. You rightly said that the sort of Annette era was the sort of more poppy ones, which we've discovered when we've covered them on the channel. And I don't think there was enough of the Floor Jansen.
Just Noise, that very last song.
And that's fairly recent one, isn't it? Is that for?
That was on not the latest album, the album before that. So literally, there's 3 Floor albums they could have picked off, and they skipped the Endless Form Most Beautiful album, which had some amazing tracks on it. And I'm like, they had some brilliant songs on there. So why did you just go straight to Noise? I'm not quite sure why they would do that.
Maybe it worked with the rest of the what they've already composed.
Probably,
so
yeah. I don't know. Anyway, what other ones should we check out? Let us know in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching today, and we'll see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.